The question I most frequently get is, how do I talk to about money? How do I talk to my parents? I'm worried about them as they age. How do I talk to my sister? I'm worried she's not going to have enough money to cover all her expenses. How do I talk to my children and help them better understand money? It's amazing how difficult a conversation it is to have with people who are closest to us and who we care the most about. For too often and for too many, we haven't talked about money. It's been considered impolite and it's not a good conversation. If you want to have that conversation with somebody important in your life, first, remember, it can be a shame trigger. Go lightly. Second, you need to build trust. It's not one conversation. It's usually the buildup of multiple conversations over often a long period of time. I help my aunt. Her and I have had a great relationship for over 50 years. We have built up trust over a long period of time. But it still is a tricky topic. It can't be just one rush conversation. If you're in it for the long haul, that's the great approach. The other thing is, remember, talk about priorities, not necessarily price. Because if it focused on a priority of yours, then price often doesn't matter. We need to get out of the habit of focusing just on how much something costs and focus more on the priority and what it is doing for us. Another good tactic is to talk about strategies, not salaries. When talking with somebody else about money, they are less likely to do as we say, but they will notice what we do. So if you want to influence somebody else's behavior around money, it's important to be a good example. And that's no more important than when we're working with our kids. It's important that when they ask us the question about money, we be as honest as we possibly can. Kids are curious and they are going to hear loud and clear what we do, even though we might not say it. On top of that, being honest with them when they might say, well, why aren't we buying this when the neighbor is? Be upfront. That's not a priority for us, but it might be a priority for the neighbor. It doesn't mean that the neighbor's good or bad. It just means that it's a different priority. We need to take the judgment out of it and make it more approachable. When we are less judgmental, we can focus on the priorities and understand that our priorities don't need to be the same as our neighbors or others. The less we judge, the more influence over our own spending as well as others will have. What are things that you know are a priority that aren't a priority to others that you're with? Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear your feedback about the difficult conversations you have around money.